Whoa.
I call him like SCMT bird.
Let's get a little countdown going. Ooh, we timed that up.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
You're good.
Welcome, everybody, to Tuesday night. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Maringold. This is, thank God it's Tuesday. He's Tim Strachan.
This is also, I just realized it's my happy place. On my way over here, I'm like, I'm going to my happy place.
This is your
It's my 1 day a week happy place where nothing but happiness happens for now.
I like that. I like that. I like for that to be this place for everybody. He's Kevin Ricca.
Can you turn that up a little bit? Because it's my happy place too. And I felt like dancing into the beat. Not going to lie to you.
We got Ken Harris, J-Dubs, Greg Martin, AGH in the house. Welcome, everybody. Nasda, as we like to say here in the basement. We are back for yet another Tuesday. It's 60 days. Let me just fire up the... Can we put that on there? We can't put that on there. Oh, I can put it on right here.
Is there any chance you could get Team Mom holding countdown seductively?
There it
That'd
is.
Be fair.
Team Mom. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, of course we can do that.
I know you could. You're a yes guy.
And let's.
Where there's a will, there's a way with you,
pick.
Ken.
Get a new pick.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's her greatest pick.
Let's just have sponsored by.
I can't imagine there's another one better than that one.
It's 60 days, 15 hours, 49 minutes until something sultry, something incredible is going to happen in that period of time.
Incredibly sultry, you're promising.
Kick the show off weird.
It's too late. It's too late for that.
It's too late, T.
It's too late for that.
True.
Yeah. Come on.
Sorry, guys.
Hey now,
maybe next
EO
week.
in the house. Greg Martin has already is over. There's Rhett. Happy Thanksgiving on January 2nd.
Rhett is bilocational. He's on your computer, and he's right over there.
Well, he's bilocational curious, and I think it's an important distinction. Let's see. Let's go ahead and shimmy Martha out. There she goes. 60 days. We'll come back to you next week. 60 days for the regular season, but we're on a different countdown tonight. I didn't line up a separate countdown for it because it's a countdown in the heart, and also we have no idea when it's actually going to happen, but at some point, and we've been promising this for quite some time, in fact, years, with equal parts not knowing that Dan Snyder was no longer going to be the owner, and it is coming soon. I think there's an owners meeting on the 20th, I believe.
There's a 2-podcast countdown.
There's a 2-podcast countdown. There's a couple opportunities for them to vote the new guy in, which I like to say voting the old guy out. And it's on the way, and it's I'm all up in my feelings about it because
You're getting emotional?
I'm not concerning myself anymore about the horrendousness of the Dan Snyder era. I'm just starting to get super pumped about everything that happens after either July 20th or August 9th. And one of those things is coming ever so closer to fruition, and that is the stadium situation, where we can't count on Congress to do anything ever about anything, and I think we've all just come to grips with that. But somehow, some way, I don't even want to know how, there is a law that the House is drafting, considering passing, that would give RFK back to the city.
James Comer coming at that legislatively with all kinds of business.
I'm not
a Republican from Kentucky.
I know, and he's has so many bad intentions and so many times. So I don't want to get political about it. He's doing a good thing here for us, and I that's why I don't even want to know why
it's not for us, but he's doing a good thing for us. That's a true sentence.
I don't want to know why or how the sausage is being made here. I'm just going to focus on what we're getting out of it, which is what we've been saying really the whole time, which is new owner comes in. The next day, they give the keys to the RFK site to that guy, and they're going to get it done. I mean, I think it's happening. I think RFK is happening. You know, or a stadium there
needs it.
Oh, of course,
desperately.
Of course they do.
I mean,
and they won't do it for that reason. T. Obviously, that's not going to be any driving factor.
It would be such a boon for people. I mean, not just game day. I'm just talking.
Oh.
Well, how about they're called the Washington Redskins, Washington Commanders, it's freaking Washington. Like, as I'm a Maryland guy, as convenient as it is for me to go, 10 or 12 stops around the Beltway to get to a stadium, That's not the way it's supposed to be.
And we're from Maryland. We hate
Exactly.
the fact that it's in Maryland.
We do. We all
it's-
agree on
it's-
this.
It's in the wrong spot.
And no offense to our Virginia friends, but not Virginia.
If we don't want it in Maryland
Just
when we're all from Maryland,
not.
we certainly
No.
aren't thinking about 703 or anywhere else.
No.
Keep sending that town from the 757 there. We're all right with that. And we do appreciate Northern Virginia immensely, athletically, and very nice people.
757? Is that Hampton, Sydney?
No. That's opposite. Hampton Sydney is on the western portion of the state.
Okay,
This is the eastern seaboard. This is Mike Vick Town. This
The
is
Newport
Alpha
News.
News.
the athlete
Newport
mecca of the
News.
world.
This is
Okay, 757.
the beach. This is yes. This
Aaron
is,
Brooks.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, no, they all.
Oh, there's
Vic's
there's
the
Alonzo
greatest,
Moore.
right?
We could go on. We could go
I hear
on all
Ron
day.
Curry's name still.
Yeah, hell
very,
yes,
very top
hell
of
yes.
that.
Tab High School. Who was Tab? Was that Ron Curry?
Was that Allen Iverson?
No, he was from Hampton Roads, and he went to
Lincoln.
not Lincoln. No, I know where
Bird?
he
You
went.
talking about Bird?
No, not Bird, not Phoebus. There's some great high schools down there. You know, I went to Phoebus. Percy Harvin. He's a legend down in the
Ooh.
757. But they will say Bubba Chuck when they ask who's the best high school football player from down there, and that's AI.
I thought I was going to say. They're going to say AI for
Yeah.
all day. They ask everybody and everyone to a man, woman, and child says AI.
But yeah, put that joint in DC for us and everyone listening and everyone that gives a damn about the burgundy and gold.
That's where it should be, and that's where it's going to be.
Especially AD after Dan.
After Dan,
Yeah.
exactly. We're
AD.
about to be at a real crucial. We will forever refer to it as such. So we're gonna get a new owner, a new stadium deal. What does that mean? I think we're still stuck at FedEx until what 27-ish.
27, but also there will be a 1-year renewal under agreeable circumstance. So it's not some race to get out in 27. I hate reading all that. It's understood that they will renew 1-year deals going forward from the 27 day. That's 5 years from now, guys.
If you thought
It's a lot. It's a lot. We're still going to be in Dan's den for a minute.
if you were at all concerned about sewage dumping out from the stadium today, wait till they do the 1-year renewal. That I guarantee you, they're not going to spend a whole lot of renovation money to make that 1 year.
You'd like to think they'd
The log
spend
flume?
anything on something like sewage.
No, no.
Would
Oh,
be the
God.
best idea.
True.
Just green-
Was there a log flume at Six Flags that Daniel Snyder
yes.
could somehow smuggle into the stadium with
That'd
logs?
be fantastic.
Well, no. I mean, he was a milker. He's doing all kinds of childish shit over the years. We've seen it all. Well, when he poured all the
that's
milk in
right.
the office, I'm just,
Yeah.
he's capable of anything. At that point, when you're milking,
I'm
you're
still-
capable of anything.
I'm still waiting for him to, like, do something just completely ridiculous.
Snyder,
Yes.
if he does, it will be after the fact.
The best chance he has is to pickle himself, fall overboard, and just miniature
Yeah.
buoy around
I
for
still
like
have this
a couple
vision of
days.
him
But somehow he'll make it.
in a dress shirt open, his whitey tighties and like eye black on with his tie around his head, like trying to like defend whatever's left. Like I have that vision in my head.
Is there anyone still listening to him?
I don't want anybody else to have this vision, but
No.
I do.
Well.
I mean, I think the
It's
trade-off
very
is,
vivid.
is clean. It's $5 billion to get the hell out, and it's. I hate like hell that he's getting rewarded for being such a dick, but that's the deal.
That's the devil.
That's the way it goes.
But you know what?
Take it and go.
You know what? It sounds nice that he's going to get all that money, but I have a feeling he has a really long haul ahead of him.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a
I
long
agree.
one.
Where
It's
not a lot
cursed
of that
money.
money
It's
is gonna be
cursed
there.
money. It's cursed.
He's going to disappear for a while.
Oh yeah.
If not behind bars, then on open waters.
International waters. He will survive on
pirate.
his. Yeah,
He's a pirate. Dan's like okay. So can I
He's
just
not
tell you
Worth it, Dan.
if he
I wish
becomes a
scurvy
famous
upon
pirate,
you, sir. Scurvy.
that will cause him to go from here in my book, and it'll raise the scale. If he becomes a famous pirate, on
Only if he
open
loses
seas,
a leg. He's got to lose a leg for like, at
It's a
some
tiny
level.
little leg. Imagine
Just the tiniest
the
little nubby
cute
leg.
little peg
Just
leg.
Peggy.
They call him
The
tiny
tiniest
peg.
little peg.
It's like
Oh,
chub peg. This is a peg chub.
it's so cute when they hear him coming.
It's like,
Maybe an eye patch.
I don't know if he's an eye patch guy. I don't
He
know.
would try. It'd be so annoying.
And a really, really bad goatee. Like a terrible one.
He's gonna need a
Horrendous.
It's a scratchy, just
Yeah.
rough.
Peter
Yeah.
Dan. We're talking about Peter Dan right
Peter
now.
He's
Dan.
actually more of a shmee than he is.
He's so Smee, but I like Smee a little bit.
I would love to see what Shmi would do with $5 billion. I would be excited about that.
I feel like the Lost Boys are going to get a cut. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
They should. They deserve it.
They've been doing their shit for years. Anyways,
where did Rufio come from?
Is there
by
any
the way,
chance we could throw
First
him
mate
overboard?
Allen.
first mate Allen, Bruce Allen.
Bruce Allen.
No way, Bruce Allen. If Dan Snyder becomes a pirate, Bruce Allen will. He's never taken to the seas. He's gonna be the first person to get
yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Is how that guy lived his life on land. I'm not sure what would stop him.
He could fill his boat with some really ugly characters. Yeah, his band of brothers would be gross.
What do you think he does right now?
His pirate ship.
What are you doing?
Bruce Allen?
What's he doing right now? Bruce Allen.
I gotta believe he's on the homestead in Virginia, just living off the
fat
Allen
of the land.
family.
Off
Yeah.
the fat of the land.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
What a turd. He's punting in the back of the backyard right now.
And he's patting himself on the back because he's like trying to. He's definitely going to pop up and take some credit for the demise of Snyder to try to curry favor with the people that support his family forever.
I helped take him down.
Yep, of course he did. He will say that. That I will guarantee. By the way, I have to get shorter sleeves when I'm going outside. I have like the biggest. Like the whitest, what do you call that?
It's sun's out, guns out. I think
farmer's
tan.
I know, but I don't know. I need to do some more farming.
There is a great difference between your forearm and your upper arm.
I didn't notice it. So
it looks
is that like shark shirt?
He's been stirring Gatorade buckets of Kool-Aid with his arms.
Is it one of your daughter's shirt?
I don't feel like Tom Hanks and big. Like I just woke up wearing like this shirt. I don't know. But either way, the sleeves are a little bit tight. And it ain't for guns.
Did Dan Snyder milk you from the elbow up to your shoulder? Did you get milked?
I got milked. Like, am I allowed to milk?
Gross.
He took all the milk.
It's some type of dairy.
Either that or you need to be because you got a lot of white in you.
If this night ends the way it ended last week, one more time. Fool me once,
That's true.
Fool me once. Shame on me.
I think we're supposed to wait every odd week till we milk Ken.
Milk me twice. Shame on you. Shame on you, sir. Oh, man.
Lord.
Good to see everyone tonight. Thank you for dual screening us with the
Can you milk me,
All-Star
fucker?
game. I know everyone loves the All-Star game.
I have my whole life.
I have too.
The home run derby, almost more at times.
The home run derby was good last night.
With the new rules,
It was
kind
good.
of fun to watch.
So it's cool, but I will say one thing I did miss. I like watching it to see if it's going to go out of the stadium. You know what I mean? Like, and I get
I
it.
like the trailers now.
That's cool. That's cool. It is. But I like the one that they're like, wait, is that one going to go? And now you're just relying upon like, the score.
That's also why it took 3 hours.
And I agree.
At
But
the
I don't
end
think
there, it was so long.
I don't think it should be. You shouldn't swing like if you're playing for my team and you were not hacking. At one point, they were hacking it like 100 pitches in a row.
Yeah.
Like that is not good.
You got to
never
show
once. These guys have been year-round athletes their whole entire careers, right? They've never once done that. They've never gone out there one day and like, hey guys, today we're going to practice for the home run derby. I'm going to rapid fire throw meatballs to you at point blank range while you swing like a son of a bitch.
I wouldn't be less impressed if it was half the time and half the home run.
Agreed. That's what I'm kind of saying.
It doesn't need to be.
Except
he had
for
62.
Right. I know. Me neither. I like to. How about this? I like the quality over the quantity.
Right.
I would like to see a couple 470s ripped by somebody and do the distance thing more so, which is cool. The 450,
kind of
440,
cool, though,
I like it.
because you have shorter time. So I mean, it would be more intense, I would think.
But if somebody goes cold, I get it. Because some of these guys heat up at certain different times. But whatever it is, it was cool. It was cool. I enjoyed it.
Your log flume report from Greg Martin. The log flume in Six Flags Great Adventure capsized a summer or two ago here. I'm sure that was.
Is that the one that when the turd almost hit Jalen Hurts on the head? Was that it?
Are you serious, Clark? Did it really?
If a log flume capsizes, but you're just floating in a log, right? I mean, you're just.
Well, how about the metaphor is Daniel Snyder as the log moving forward, like the chunky log that causes a ruckus.
Chunky little log.
Yeah, it is it's like a poo nugget. He's a little poo nugget.
It's kind of
like one of those fell out at the local pool the other day. We had to wait 45 minutes. Like,
whenever that happens, and my wife would be like, "Hey, we're on a delay. We're on a delay." I'm like, "What do you mean we're on a delay?"
Sure,
like
Babe Ruth?
Someone pooped in the pool, and I'm like,
Graybo report was a baby Snyder Baby Ruth. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, and then I'm like, like, and we're just gonna get back in, and like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. Like, we're gonna get back in like a half an hour. I'm like, I know, but at the same time, I put my first foot in the water, and I'm like, I mean,
shut that down for the.
let's just poop.
At
It was just
least
pooping
a
here.
day.
My sentence was this to my wife. She was like, "But they shocked it," and I said, "Have you ever seen a shocked turd?" Because
I'm not.
I'm not
I
certain.
saw a
There's
super
all of a
shocked
sudden
one.
a turd's like,
I'm still using gloves.
get back in the pool. Like, no, that's someone else's doo-doo water at that point.
It's
That's
just
a
butthole
toilet.
soup.
It's just a
Butthole
gigantic.
soup.
It's a gigantic toilet filled, and it could be butthole soup.
Some
But it
people
could
say
be
that. That's
It's
a
butthole soup
pool
on
anyway.
every day.
where if someone takes a dump in the pool, you got to go home.
I'm done for the day. I'm done.
If it's your pool, fine, stay there. Come in, it's your pool.
If
But
it's your pool.
Well, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay there.
fair.
You
Just
don't go
get
back
to
in
a
the
pool that doesn't have turds in it. I
Right.
think is the immediate
Yes.
like a
Yeah.
body of water
Go
not
to a
sprinkled
turdless destination.
would
It's
do
not
that.
like connected to the river or the ocean. All of a sudden you have a new batch of water. It's like
No, I noticed it was doing one of these. Like
there's a little bit of a tide.
no. It was just that turd was
just-
rocking itself.
Oh, the
to
turd
sleep.
was rocking
Yeah.
itself. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a pool guy, anyways, because that's the way I see it. I'm like, I'm just gonna get in this pool, and it's a big bowl of butthole soup. Just everybody just buttholing in this big old
Yeah.
pool, and I'm like,
How many people wash their ass honestly before they
Yeah.
get in the pool?
no one's watching.
Raise your hand if you wash your ass before
I
you
do.
get in the pool.
I do, and
Well,
I'm like,
we
why
all
am I
wash
doing
You're
our
full
ass
of
every
shit.
day.
I definitely don't wash
Oh,
my ass
but
every day.
that's-
I know you're
that's a
supposed
rule
to.
of the show.
It is the rule, but that's
Well, I wash my ass every
Wash
Tuesday.
your ass, everybody.
Well, every Tuesday I come here with a clean ass.
everyone. And Rhett checks, and then we trust the signs.
I thought we weren't going to say anything until
I'm
month
so
18.
glad that I have to skip most things because of my disability. Because ain't no way Rhett's getting near that area.
You know, I love when you say things that you don't think could happen, and then
Yeah.
next thing you know, we're all hanging out. And
Is
Boom.
Rhett gonna try to dump me out of my chair or something?
You just
No,
hear the rubber
Ken
glove
and
go.
Ken and I do something terrible. We collide heads, and it's just you and Rhett.
When you hear
For,
that
like,
rubber glove
so the
slap,
concussions. No,
Did I say-
I'm with T on this. I don't want to hear the rubber glove slap either.
No,
I don't.
thank you.
did I
I know.
say 2 fingers? Better make it 3. See there now, Rhett.
Now
gets
we
that
got to
one.
rise out of Rhett.
Finally,
Oh, 3-finger Donnelly.
a road trip reference gets a rise out
He
of
loves-
Rhett Donnelly.
Nothing. I thought we were saying funny shit for a while there. We get nothing.
Nothing.
And
He's
Ken
on
dropped
he's on
it.
5
Until the
screens.
3-figure.
The
okay.
triphalange from
Yeah.
Ken. Just
Sometimes I
crushed
feel
it.
like we're babysitting
Rhett
Rhett.
just
Like
woke
he's in the
up.
corner and he's got like 4
His
TVs
wife
on.
sends him here.
He's got his
He doesn't
phone.
leave. She goes, "It's time for you to go to the show."
And like, all right, I guess we're on the hook. I feel like we're a lifeguard. We're like basement
Kids,
lifeguards
say
at
bye
this
to
point in
Dad.
time.
Just don't shit in the pool. We're
Yeah,
fine, right?
someone needs to be on duty because, when I say duty, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Ken Harris. Let's see. Did he really? I'm gonna put that up there because I didn't know that was true. Did
oh,
Dan Snyder
God.
put Harvey Weinstein on the Six Flags
Oh
board?
God! Would
I bet he
anyone be
did.
surprised?
I'm sure he did because he was trying to get into the movie business back then. He was trying to buddy up to Tom Cruise. Remember when that whole situation came through and Tom Cruise was around all the
I
time.
know.
Matthew McConaughey.
It was risky business.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the grossest and realist. You know what? You got to say it.
That's what
If you got the information, you can remind us because that shows exactly what a poo stain we're
Mhm.
trying to scrub from the city. Freaking hey, that's gross, man. 25 years of just
All right.
polishing turds, right, Ken? You've been
Poo.
polishing. So have I.
25 years of poo.
All right, so it is a true story. Ken confirmed. Ken Harris confirmed. He is
Holy
it's
gross.
double. We have a he counts as a double source. That's how much credibility he has. He says it. It's true.
Well, I'm 100% positive he made the deal with the devil.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it seems like this was a multi-level deal.
Dude, I got you a Ken's bar.
Like, didn't
Oh,
everything
sorry.
he owned go out of business? Like, didn't everything he?
Well, except for the one
I
business
hope
that
so.
gained $1 billion of value and made him
marketing one?
$5 billion.
I thought he ended up screwing that up too after he made a bunch.
Six Flags, he did the same. He drained a bunch of money out of it and left them, operating on fumes, and it became a terrible place for people to. And they had issues and problems, and Johnny Rockets wants a fine place to go grab a shake and a
That
burger.
was awesome.
And then it became
Then
a
it was-
fine place to acquire diarrhea and
Yes.
a 4-pack of Charmin.
Yes.
And they're all gone.
Yeah, well, he ruined Johnny Rockets. He ruined Six Flags. At least in this area, he ruined Six Flags.
Johnny
for us.
Rockets was great.
It was great. I love Johnny Rockets, and they ruined it.
The burgers were good. The shakes were good.
It was so reliable. was so reliable, and it was like it's like you took pride in like you know what?
Whimsical, it's fun.
I'm
took
not
you
going to
back in
McDonald's.
time.
Going to Johnny Rockets. I'll pay a couple extra bucks.
If you didn't like Johnny Rockets, you didn't like burgers, fries, and shakes.
Americana.
They were all good. All of them were good.
I really do miss cheeseburger though. Sorry, it just made me think of that.
It was a great one. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know why that's
PG AGH. I mean, maybe PG-13. Look how tight Kevin's shirt is. Do you think we can get away with a PG rating?
Ken,
I
Ken,
know.
you can't just go creamsicle arm.
I know.
I mean,
it almost is. It's like
what else does he
double
want
stuffed.
us to do?
I don't know. I don't know if he's. I don't know if he's saying going down from R or up from G. Either way, he's referring us to the ratings board.
It is getting a little heated over here.
I've oddly enough read some news, some weird stories coming out of Wales lately. I can't remember exactly what they were, but
weird stories coming out of Wales.
Wales, weirdness.
The Wales
is happening.
Chronicle.
Turning it around on AGH right now.
I've been meaning to
Good
tell
luck
him
out there,
this.
both of you. I wish you both the best.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're just throwing shade at Wales, an
Yeah.
entire country of people who watch our show.
There's some weird stuff happening in Wales.
Well, not on Tuesday nights. Well, actually, it's more like Wednesday morning there, officially. He's talking about the content. AGH is talking about the content. I appreciate that. But that's PG is good. It's just it's
But once you say poo or turds and diarrhea,
Yeah.
I mean, I think you go to PG-13.
No. PG-13.
Have you been watching TV lately? They're singing songs about this. Heartburn, headache, diarrhea. Like it's a damn jam.
That sticks in my
It's
head.
a jam.
I hate it because you're
It's
a
the
grown
dance,
man
too.
around work.
And they stick their butt out and they're like diarrhea.
Yeah. And after lunch every day, I get diarrhea. It's fine.
You have to rub your butt for me to know that you're singing diarrhea.
I got to the show tonight. I sprinted in the house and
diarrhea. I think that the PG-13 line is got to be. It's got to be boobs at this point in time. I think
full frontal boobs.
I vote Rhett. Rhett, make this show PG-13.
I'm doing my rat impression.
You know what? We're gonna keep it PG for one more week, everybody. And we're gonna let Rhett work it out just for 6.5 more days. 6.5 more days. But Rhett, we got a lot of expectations and a whole new demo of viewers.
I just turned a shade of burgundy. Boobs.
Oh, boobs. All right. Hey, grow up. All right. So here's some quick hitter questions, little dialogue stars. Again, I want this is by the way suggested
One
from
hitters.
Yeah, just a quick one hitters. Greg Martin helped out with so we don't have a draft for tonight off the top of our head. If anyone wants to do a quick and dirty draft on the board, let us know. We'll knock out a couple rounds of whatever you want to draft.
I mean, are we trying to keep it PG or we're trying to?
Yeah, we're trying to keep it PG.
Okay.
Keep it PG. Greatest.
You're saying weird stuff, man.
So, I mean, just as a sidebar to that, it's changed, right? So PG-13 when we were kids was crazy. Like PG was nuts. Like if you watch Bad News Bears, it was G-rated. I mean, they were dropping N-bombs. They were talking about all kinds. I mean, it's like ridiculous.
I learned the hard way with Bad News Bears from Disney. I was like,
Yeah.
whoopsie.
Ratings don't mean anything. I mean, you can't judge it. Like PG-13, I want to say Teen Wolf or something like that was PG-13. I'm all like, why is this PG-13?
You've seen the disclaimers they're putting on all the old cartoons and like it's crazy.
Pepe Le Pew gets dangerously close to everyone's sack.
Yes.
He's been canceled.
First of all, he's a victim. He's a sex addict.
When was the last time you saw Pepe Le Pew? Seriously.
I haven't looked out for
Not
Pepe.
on, like,
I haven't checked for Pepe in ages.
Well,
Not
I
gonna lie.
have a
Some
Looney
people don't
Tunes
ever see it.
But
golden
we're like
collection.
that type of relationship where you don't have to talk all the time. When you see each other, you're like,
But when we put on our Looney Tunes DVDs that I got like 20 years ago, and they're like, it's 5 discs, and it comes on, and I laugh my ass off, and I have to always tell the story. I'm like, kids, that's rapey. You can't do that anymore. That skunk is he'd be behind bars. He's surely going to jail.
he nasty.
Yeah, don't do that. And they're like, why are you laughing so hard? Like, well, Pepe, because he's a victim. He's got a disease. He's getting help.
It ain't my fault, man.
It's not his fault.
I love it. I just love it.
All right, first one.
Everyone's got their thing, Ken.
Now this is This could be which team in the NFL will be, besides us, will be the biggest surprise in the league. Off the cuff.
Damn.
And it could be either way. I thought of one answer that is not my answer, but the first thing that I thought of was, what if the Chiefs just shit the bed?
Nah.
I know that would be that to me. I was trying to think of what would be the biggest surprise. That would be like the biggest surprise.
That would be, but that's not happening.
It's not
that would be. I'm thinking more of like, how about if the Packers make the playoffs?
That's exactly where I was next. Then next thing is, okay, who do you expect?
Right. So that's what I meant. That's what I took that question as.
You get the Packers with Jordan Love having a season.
Which, by the way, I don't know shit about. That's just a great organization that has stability, and I know that they've lost this dude, but they got dudes. They'll be all right.
I have no idea.
I think the Bucks have a chance to be surprising without, the old man and the sea. The defense there, they have some. If you look
the
at
old man and the Kardashian,
the
is that what
old
you're
man
saying?
and the Kardashian. If you look at their defense, they have a chance to be kind of super nasty on defense. I don't know what they're going to do on offense. And I know you can just double barrel right straight at me. Obviously, I'm a Baker guy, so it'll be.
Oh Jesus! Still, we haven't gotten over this guy.
I can't quit. I can't quit Baker.
He's proven that the security guard was a monster.
That security guard. Do we hire him yet as a linebacker?
No,
he should be a linebacker.
It was like a Terry Crews scenario. He's gone a different route.
Was Terry Crews? He was the office linebacker, wasn't he?
He was our linebacker, and he was also the office linebacker.
The office linebacker, yeah.
Yeah, he was a Redskin / office linebacker.
The office linebacker. That was the fact that commercial should come back. Terry Crews is the office linebacker and it would be even better now because he's actually super famous. But if he's just laying people out in cubicles, there's nothing funnier than that.
Yeah, the Jets and the Lions are going to be good. Unfortunately, here's my positive one. Also, that's also negative. I think the Giants. They're going to trend towards positive.
Better than last year? They were good last year.
I know. I think the problem is this guy's great. And I think in this 1 year league of restarting, he is. Unless
Saquon holds out.
I think they're going to figure that out. If they don't, then I rescind my previous statement.
I wasn't seized. I was just a little whiskey in the air tube.
Daniel Jones just got $40 million. He's feeling pretty good about things.
He's feeling really good.
Yeah.
I'm
He's created
concerned.
a positive culture up there that we don't have to enjoy is all I'm saying. So
biggest disappointment. Not the biggest surprise the opposite way, but the biggest disappointment of the season. For me, biggest disappointment is always going to be an injury. If we don't get to see somebody play because they get hurt in the preseason. So my biggest disappointment is so just to give you one guy, I'll be super disappointed if staying away from like big names. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's going to be a great player in the league. I think Detroit's a great spot for him, and it's the opportunity. I mean, I think he could be like the man. I think he could be a top 5 guy, and so I'd be disappointed if I don't get a chance to see him play healthy this year.
Yeah, Detroit's going to be. They're trending. Yes. Yeah. It's about culture. When you can have these 1 year restarts, and I call it that over and over again because it's what the hell it is.
Yep.
I mean, right now in our roster, we have I think 3 guys that are signed for over the next whatever it is. We have a future of no financial cap responsibilities, and
Payne, Allen, and McLaurin, right?
Those 3, and I think it's who do we just. There's 2 other guys that we have financial responsibilities to for the next 3 years, and they're both sub 10 million. Those 3 are in the 23 million range.
Yeah,
fine. By the way, 3 years from now, all 3 of those guys are making like around 23 million.
Is
at
Wiley?
Their position? It's gonna. Wiley is definitely. He's 9 point something. I think he's in the 9 point something range next year. I think it was a 3 year, $24 million deal.
Yep.
So we get a little break.
And maybe the linebacker. No, we didn't pay the linebacker that much, or Gates for that matter.
No, Cody Barton was a 1 year gig, man. So what he's trying to do is come in here, win a job, and not leave. But who the hell is it? Payne Allen, Terry Matt, Gates.
Yeah, Gates,
and Wiley. So yeah, Wiley's on the hook for nothing this year, and then about 20 for the 2 years after that. So, but Well, we'll get into all that, but you were talking about positive stuff, and I think that's a positive thing.
Yeah.
Next year, fellas, we have the 4th amount of salary cap space. I know we have some people to re-sign. We do.
But that's how you're capable of re-signing your own guys.
Chase Young, Kendall Fuller, Montez Sweat, Cam Curl, Curtis Samuel, Antonio Gibson. Those are the top end guys.
I think it's Cam Curl, at least one of those defensive ends.
Yep.
And then
I don't think Fuller.
And then I don't think Fuller either.
I don't know about Samuel because that could be an interesting deal. If he's happy here, I can see him wanting to be here, making a move with Terry and blah blah blah, and being that because we're set up, man. With that, hey, by the way, the year after that we have 190 million. Now everyone else has $1 billion too, but we're in the top 7 the next year. So that's something to look forward to. That Ron Rivera has put us in this position.
Yeah. Next
year top 4, the following year top 7, and that there's money to be spent in the midst, but. That's where Sam Howell, once again, the key of all keys, the key to the city, the skeleton key, Sam Howell.
If he's great, we keep paying him nothing. And then all of a sudden, if he's great, we have the money to pay him. If he's not great, we still have the money to make a move. I mean, if we can draft another guy and pay him nothing, or we can, spend some of that money on,
he's the most surprising.
He's the most surprising story. Sam Howell?
Yeah.
I mean, for us, without a doubt.
You asked that question earlier. I think that will be the most.
Well, except for us, I was going outside the league, but
and your rules.
I know.
Do you have more one hitters?
Which team ends the regular season with the most wins? Let's just say you can't say Chiefs.
I know.
No Chiefs. Besides the Chiefs,
regular season.
I'm going to say Bengals. I love Cincinnati. I love Cool Joe.
That's not a bad choice.
I don't think the Bills are done yet, and I love what Josh Allen's been doing this offseason off the field, and I think it's going to translate onto the field for them next year.
I think it's San Francisco.
Yeah, it's a hard one to argue. They got to play Denver twice, don't they? No, sorry, just once, but hopefully
Denver.
I know.
I don't know, man.
Listen, they got Arizona twice, is what I meant.
Yeah, they got Arizona twice.
Denver jumped out of my mouth. Arizona twice. That always helps. And now they're badass. Debo Samuel online on taking calls from Philadelphia, trying to be a good guy, just hanging up on those turds. He gave the question about the rematch and what happened last year, and that dude, he didn't get to really do it last year.
No,
and no one wants a mad Debo on their hands.
And he's paid up, and he's good to go. I mean, it's hard to. I don't think there's a team in the league that stacks up on paper the way that they do it. But and they also do it on Sunday too.
Bills jumped out of my mouth. T said San Fran, and I would like to say that I'll stay with the Bills. But if I thought as quick as T did, I would have said San Fran.
I remember you were the one that gave us a stat last year. I mean, they're all pro bowlers, every position. It's insane.
And they got better.
And they don't even
and healthier. Although the quarterback is an issue,
but not really.
No, I think
they got 2 guys.
Brock
paying
Purdy
nothing.
might not
proved
might
he's
not.
fine.
I know, but his surgery is not fine. That's the problem.
I did not know.
Is there a latest on that?
No, it's one of these timing things. And by the way, they've got a former number 2 pick in the draft that they're gonna have at their disposal, and they're pretty good at figuring it out at that spot.
I mean, you have Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Debo Samuel, Trent Williams. Yeah. You're gonna be okay.
Well. You know how I feel about Trent Williams. He's one of my favorite football players in the history of my life.
I'm a huge fan of Buffalo, too, in part because Diggs is there, but in part because Diggs is there, there's some problems.
Yes. And right now,
I don't know how they're going to come out the gate.
Diggs is very good at kissy huggy regular season. When the regular season starts and it's time to go, he's always pretty good. He always shows up. But yeah, I don't know. There's some weird stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff. I don't even pay attention to it.
It's following him around.
Yeah.
I hate. Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's followed around since day one.
Yeah.
He got away from it a little bit, and he's improved. But last year they did this one thing, and it's one thing that's trending right now. And it happened there's a local college baseball all-star team out in Olney right now, the Crop Dusters, and their big thing is they've hit us with
serious, Clark.
Oh, it's a big time team. They're playing against they play against the whatchamacallit,
the banana.
No. In town, right here at
Big Train.
Bethesda Big Train. It's been the deal, and like St. John's Star, whatever it is, it's a big time deal. And out there, they do all the social media, and they say, "What guy on the team would you not let your sister date?" And that's like that's the content that's going out there right now. Team bonding, the local guy. What guy on the team would you not want to date? Well, Buffalo did this about a year ago. And if every single one of those sons of bitches didn't say Diggs, like that tells you a little something. I'm just telling you.
Oh yeah.
If everyone's like, oh, great guy, love him, never let him date my sister. Like, there's some digs to Diggs. He's gonna have his diva-ness. Yes.
He diva'd himself into a corner in
I
Buffalo.
pick Red for the basement, though. I pick Red.
I actually see him slightly different from some of the divas we've seen in the past. Like, certainly not at AB level. I mean, that's mental health problems. But almost like Ocho Cinco, I think it's more his competitiveness than it is me. I want more. I think it's more about him not reaching the big game or having a chance to reach big game. And at least maybe that's just me being biased because he's from here. But
no, I do think it's this, having a chance to impact those games. He does not want to be. So if the game plan suggests, hey, they're going to double team Diggs over top on this, and anytime we do this, we're going to throw 2 at him. He doesn't care. He's like, I still want the ball.
Yeah.
And you have to be that way. But I think we're kind of on teetotering on the idea of what happened to him. He wants it. He wants to win. He's competitive. He does. And I give him that.
Want to win.
Oh, hell yeah. I want him on my side anytime competition is in the mix. I want to be on Diggs' side.
He has zero leverage, though, in terms of being a true wide receiver diva in terms of trying to like dictate his way. If because of the contract he signed, it would have been $15 million of dead space this year and $32 million of dead space next year with zero way to work around that. Like as soon as all this stuff came out and McDermott, that's why McDermott was kind of the way he was. He's like, yeah, I'm concerned. Want this guy to be happy because there ain't no divorce here. We can't trade him. We can't release him. There's no way Stephon Diggs.
We'll stay married until the kids go to college.
Yeah, there's no way out. There's no way out. And all this rumor, because we've been hearing rumors about Stephon Diggs since he was in Minnesota. He talked his way out of Minnesota. He badmouthed Kirk Cousins his way out of Minnesota. Remember, Juice would come in here and he would be like, yeah, it was, at St. James, and then Diggs is in the hot tub talking about how Kirk Cousins is the worst quarterback he's ever seen his entire life. And I was like,
I think he said the most boring non-human life form he has ever.
We couldn't say worse things in public about the guy who's making him his money. And sure enough, he ended up on his way out of Minnesota, which is what he wanted. And the other funny part about it is he didn't want to play in the cold because Minnesota is so cold. And then he ends up in Buffalo. And then it's always like, well, he still ain't happy about the cold. And I'm like, he's got like 50 million reasons to be okay with the cold for just a little bit longer. Plus, Josh Allen could send a guy like Stephon Diggs to the Hall of Fame if he was so inclined.
And to be fair, he's from here. He grew up here. He was acclimated here. During football season, it's cold as hell here. Like, just take it easy. We play outdoors here. It's freezing. All right. You've won championships in the cold as a young man. You'll be fine.
The last few games.
Yeah, I get it, but like you're gonna be training in the offseason. 6 months out of the year, you're gonna be training wherever the heck. You'd be doing something in the heat.
Yeah.
So right now, you're talking about Sundays, and 8 of those games on the road. How can you decipher what's going to be what there? So come on, like no one likes the cold. I'm only happy in the summer.
Does have the most snowy games.
It's brutal, but
New England maybe edges them out. Maybe.
Yeah. No, those are the 2 stadiums I can see right now. Like,
got a comment here. Greg Martin asks, he's a baseball guy. You have a minor league team called Big Train. Now, everyone, if you're not from this area, you don't get it.
Late 1890s.
Big Train is the nickname for Walter Johnson, who's from here. School's named after him here. There's a school named after him here about 5 miles that way.
Public school named after a Major League Baseball player, which doesn't happen around this county.
He's a legend. His nickname was Big Train. Therefore, the local semi-pro team is called the Bethesda Big Train. That is why.
I think it was 1921 or 23 or whatever that the Washington Senators won a World Series behind the arm of the Big Train. He was a bad dude, and that's why it's called the Big Train. So take it easy out there, guys. And they're playing the Crop Dusters in the local. And this is a college. It's not a minor league. This is a local college. It's an amateur top notch.
Yes.
The two best top notch amateur programs in the area right now. These kids are all in college. They're have not signed bonuses yet.
Grapefruit League or whatever right here.
And it's fun. Yep. And the only team is brand new. The county just spent like $7 million on the new everything. And they're called the Crop Dusters. And I know it's kind of shtick. But it's a tip of the cap to the old farming industry out there in Albany and all the people that still live there that are third and fourth generation to crop dust plane flyers from this county, which is it's strange. I'm gonna be honest, it's strange. I love fart humor as much as anyone, but
just crop dusting on a daily basis.
They got pitchers that throw gas,
smoke. Yeah, it's let's just say I have no more crop jokes. But I know this: when the big train,
their batters blow it up.
If you crop dust after a big train, it's going to be a nasty scene. That's fair. It's fair to say locally.
If you haven't done it, Crop Dusters is a great name for the team. That's the team they play against. If you haven't done it already, subscribe to First Amendment Sports. A little subscribe button right there for you, and give us a little thumbs up if you see or hear anything you like. We appreciate it. Which team will end the regular season with the least wins? I would love it for it to be a team in our division, although I do not think that's coming. I think it's got to be Arizona. That's probably like the Vegas favorite for such a bet.
They're a mess.
It's them or Houston, is it not?
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be Houston.
No, it doesn't have to be, but who knows? It can be anybody. But you have to say Arizona. They're a mess.
Yeah,
what do they got? Who's their?
Colt McCoy, I believe, is their quarterback. So let's start there. They've gotten rid of DeAndre.
I like Colt.
Yeah, well, I mean.
I love him week one as the other team starter.
He is a nice guy.
Yeah, he doesn't sweat much for a old school quarterback.
They got rid of DeAndre. They got rid of I do like what's his face from Purdue, Rondale Moore. He's pretty awesome. If they got the ball to him a lot, but I don't know how they're going to get it done with Colton in that line. And on defense, Budda Baker's trying to get his way out of there. He's
been rumored with everyone else but us, excluding us, but them.
Yeah. He's their best player by far on their entire roster. So I don't know. And the thing is, so it's I don't know. Maybe it's a foregone conclusion that Caleb Williams will be the first pick next year's draft. Maybe if you had to make the draft pick today, it's Caleb Williams.
It's him or Drake May.
Yeah,
and that's how it's going to shape out, I think. And
they're on the hook for a ton of money. They have a little bit of an out with Kyler Murray's contract, but not much. I mean, this is the team that picked Josh Rosen and then Kyler Murray in back-to-back years, re-signed Kyler Murray to a $200+ million contract, will likely have a top 1 or 2 pick in this draft, and will face the prospect of continuing to, I don't know, just keep drafting quarterbacks. I mean, if I'm Caleb Williams, I'm pulling a Dylan Cruz, and I'm just saying, nope. Or an Eli Manning for that matter, and be like, I'm not playing for that team.
John Elway?
Or John Elway. I mean, and I think that's the interesting topic. I think at least
he goes back to school.
Well, no.
Well, we already know what's going to happen. Someone's getting strong-armed.
I'm
just telling you right now.
Yeah,
a franchise is getting strong-armed by Caleb Williams' father right now. He's smarter than you.
He has the talent to back it up.
And exactly. And he's got leverage. Oh, well, then Caleb will just do Caleb stuff for a year or two.
No, wait. Caleb can make as much money playing football for USC as he can playing football in the NFL.
You got to declare, though. So, I mean, if he knows he's going to be taken, then
I see.
I'll stay in school.
All right, so he goes to
one more year.
But if you're going to strong arm people, just strong arm them. And I think
by strong arm, I mean do the best you can for your family, your son, and everything else. But that means strong arm to some folks. Fine, I don't give a damn.
No, me neither. And the last 2 guys that we just mentioned who did it won Super Bowls for the teams that they strong arm their way to. So, and I think he's got that kind of ability. Poor Phillip Rivers. Who ended up stuck with the team that Archie Manning knew wasn't going anywhere.
You don't think that the Arizona Cardinals ex-coach, who is now an offensive assistant for Caleb's new coach,
Cliff,
is a consultant for USC football, brother?
Of course he is. From Thailand?
Here we go. Bangkok.
From Bangkok. He's just got the headphones on, and he's just watching, and he's like, hey.
Oh, he's just sitting there. He is sitting in his pad with like 13 TVs.
I mean, that is...
And then figure out what else is happening. It's going to be not as delicious food, great company. I imagine he's just doing great things for himself.
It's a hell of a time to be an offensive mind for football. You get paid any number of ways. Yep. The amount of money that's in, and the coaches have been getting paid at the college level for years. Now, finally, the players are too. But the place like USC, that's an NFL program.
Yeah,
it just is. It's a professional athletic program. There's just no way around it. Those guys are getting paid more than most people
and living in way finer luxury.
Yes. I don't know, but I'm glad because I'm glad that the players have the option, and even though I'm not like the biggest Hunter Dickinson fan in the world, I support him, and I think he made a great because I wanted him to come to Maryland.
Oh, you mean because no centers got drafted in the draft that he made a good choice by staying?
No, I'm just saying, a guy like him can make millions of dollars
from day one. I said
stay in school,
maximize your earning ability.
Yes,
and seriously, it's
centers got taken.
His best shot is late second round. We've said that forever. Now he will play 10 years in the league, I believe. But
I do too. But he's gonna make enough money to set himself up for life in the next 2 years of college basketball. He's gonna make $4 or $5 million easily before he even leaves college. And he's a smart kid. The only reason, and my angst is because for a hot second everyone thought he was coming to Maryland, and that obviously, and in college basketball he translates. Wherever he goes in college basketball is going to be better right away. Yeah. So I'm still.
But they're going to have to play a style that suits Hunter, not so much the program that they've recruited. And this is one thing we've talked about forever. Steve Turner said it. Like, is he going to go to Iowa?
But Steve Turner just turned around and picked up a guy like that.
I know,
Big Chantilly.
Big Gerdak. I know, big I Street.
What we're going to have to come
Northeast?
up with.
No, we're going to have to figure that out.
Have to figure it out.
Big. Well.
Steve, if you're watching, kudos, great pickup. But it'll be interesting. But he's gonna have to change some things up.
And real quick, I know you guys are
big city.
We're talking about something else, and less than I get totally off of it. But the EYBL Peach Jam is the #1 rising high school senior tournament in all of the land, in the nation, in the world. There's 25 of the best AAU teams from all the best areas, from Bradley Beal to Garnett to Kevin Durant to LeBron. Sponsors these teams. And on ESPN yesterday, as we watched, a team of all WCAC All-Stars won the Peach Jam Team Takeover with all the guys that we covered this year.
Surprising.
Hold up.
Nick Lewis.
Forced the start. There was 8 guys. There's 9 guys on the team. One from the backup point guard from Good Counsel didn't play. 4 starters from Paul VI and Donovan Freeman from St. John's, with Nick Lewis playing as much. There was essentially 6 starters. Caleb Williams from Sidwell Friends going to Georgetown, different Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Was the only non-WCAC guy.
And he's a great player.
Garrett Sundra, big minutes off the bench.
Yeah.
Really?
So Nick Lewis, Donnie Freeman, and the 4, Ben Hammond, Isaiah Abraham.
Jalen Smith.
Not Jalen Smith.
Not
No.
Jalen Smith.
So
Jordan
is 17
Smith.
and out. No, he's too
too
years
young.
younger. He's 2 years too young. He's a
So Ben
baby.
Hammond, Isaiah Smith, Ngongba.
Patrick Ngongba just picked up a Kansas, a Duke, and a Kentucky offer in the last 3 weeks.
He's blown up.
Yeah, well, these dudes just slap.
And then who's the last one?
They won the championship by 16.
Darren,
the MVP of the Peach Jam. Darren Harris heading to Duke.
Yeah.
Had 23 in the first half. Was 8 for 10 from the field. Caught fire. He was a heat check. They just kept 5-3. Ben Hammond kept bloop, bloop, bloop. So here's the deal. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, well, we're going to get some of those guys again. Not all of them, but some of them. Or all of them.
No.
All of
And
them.
we bring
every single one of them. Every single one of them.
We bring them to you
Ta-da!
during the season. So,
dude, these guys are so good. There's going to be college basketball. Oh, man. It's unreal. It's unreal how good. Darren Harris is going to Duke. I think Ngongba might be going with him. There's some big time stuff. And Syracuse for Donnie Freeman, anywhere he wants for Nick Lewis, and Rhode Island for Ben Hammond. Ben Hammond had 9 points and 9 assists and 6 rebounds.
I'm wondering if that's closed out with Rhode Island. No, but he's good enough to go to Rhode Island and make Rhode Island great.
He will be there for 4 years as their dude.
Yeah,
and they're up. They just put some money into the program. They're gonna be all right.
This is Newport. What's the town there in Rhode Island?
I stopped smoking Newports years and years ago.
More of a
but it was for our pleasure,
man.
I do believe. For your pleasure.
For your pleasure. Yeah. Flavortown. I don't know. All I know is Rhode Island is a great place to never have to take your wallet out. If you're an all-time great college athlete in Rhode Island, you're living expense free for quite some time, and it's a pretty legit spot. It's a small place on the globe. It's like this big. It's like super tiny, but Great food, great restaurants. You should get there. You'll love it.
How do people get in there if it's so small?
I don't know. I don't know.
I took a flight. I took the most risky flight I've ever taken in my life with you to Logan.
When we went to Situate?
No, but we flew into Rhode Island.
Yep.
How do you fly in? It's like is there big enough? Is there a runway there? They got a runway?
I know this.
Did we
This is
just
pre.
parachute in?
This is
Like
pre 9/11.
Fortnite.
And
Fortnite in.
well, we Fortnited it in there, didn't we? We had enough for a fortnight. I'll tell you that right now, Kenneth.
I love it. Let's see. I got another one for you guys. Let's see.
Oh, you poured me and my 3-wheeled wheelchair into the plane right on time.
You lost a wheel?
Yeah, I did.
That's
I went on 3
respectable.
wheels for the whole weekend.
I tracked down the mustachioed bridesmaid within 7 minutes to retract a handicap accessible van keys and handed them to T's father. And he's never been so happy with me for once. And I gave him a lot of reasons not to be very happy with me, but never. He looked at me and he was like, oh, God, I knew you were worth something somewhere along the line.
I got some Redskin numbers for you. Jacoby Brissett over under 1.5 starts this year. For all the reasons. They can be good, they can be bad, they can be whatever. But we know, obviously,
under.
All right.
I just know what franchise we're from. And here's the deal. I'm going to quantify it with this. A little banged up for one start, and then it ain't going to matter in 18. I'm going to go over.
I'm going to go under. Only because I'm surprised. I'm living the surprise. I'm feeling it. Because you know what? Because we're due. But you know what? This is the first time I'm going to say it.
Snyder's gone.
That's
good. Things are
going
to
to
happen
from me. You're stealing it. You're stealing my. But we agree. I'm going with the new era, the new ownership, the new regime. That I'm looking forward to good, positive things. He's taking all the curse with him.
Is dead.
We're gonna get a guy, and he's gonna play for 17 games, and it's going to be super fun. I understand
that little baby nugget down the toilet.
Mm-hmm. Sam Howell over under 22 touchdown passes.
Over.
It's got to be over. I mean, I think it's over. Even if Jacoby Brissett starts 2 games,
needs to be over. Yeah.
I mean, it's 2 touchdowns a game.
Our wide receivers,
34.
our wide receivers only had that last year. I think they had right around that only. And we all know that our running backs and tight ends are going to be a little more involved, which might take a little off those wide receivers, but we're going to have a way more functional offense under Eric Bieniemy, in my opinion, than under Scott Turner. That's it. I believe that.
And I also think that in the red zone, not to knock Taylor Heineke, who we all love, but the arm power that Sam Howell has is not just going to manifest itself on deep balls. It's not just going to manifest itself on outside the hash, 10-yard outs up and down the field. In the red zone, throw into a spot in a tight window with safeties and linebackers and everything. That's where you're going to see Sam Howell's arm also. Sam Howell's arm in the red zone.
Medium, sticking it in the seam.
Yep, for touchdowns. I mean,
between 2 defenders.
Gotta get that done.
I want to say this. I think both of the guys we're discussing right now play the game on time. Unfortunately, for how much we loved last year's guy, it was on his own time. He understood how to create his half a second previous to get the ball in some ridiculous fashion that we haven't seen. We haven't seen the ball thrown at that. If they did the golf tracker, we'd be like,
I think he's also completed more passes by a quarterback who had his eyes closed and couldn't see where he's throwing than any other quarterback.
Yeah, there was a handful of McLaurins. There was a couple Samuels.
Oh, yeah.
The Samuel in the treble coverage for like the 70.
Don't forget the referee.
He did set a quick assist. It's not a pick if it's a zebra, but
part of the field.
But I will say this: it's going to be a lot of fun to watch Sam Howell play on time.
Yep,
we'll make some early mistakes, but we got guys like Dan Orlovsky and other guys starting it. There's a couple people that kind of want to pick up what we've been laying down a little bit. We haven't laid down anything. We've said it's going to be way more fun, and this guy plays at a pace. When that back foot hits T, he's letting the ball go, and this is what it's got to go somewhere. Our problem last year was when Carson Wentz back foot hit, he was like Beaker. He's like,
the only thing I need to see,
and boom, the whole offense died. So
yeah, the only thing I think I need to see more of, and this is just because he hasn't played enough, is consistency. Of being accurate.
I need to see more of everything.
A consistent, accurate quarterback,
no doubt,
is all you need. that's all you need.
I would be an asshole to look at you and say Sam Howell is going to be the greatest, and I would also be an asshole to look at you and say he's going to be a flop. We
have no idea.
All of us think we've all agreed on this.
We want. We know we want. We know what we're hoping for.
I'm almost certain he's not a flop.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But what people in the nation think a flop is for us isn't that high of a freaking bar. That's all I'm saying.
And also, he's not a 5th round pick anymore. He's a guy who started a game last year on his second year with a full off season with an offensive coordinator. So with
a locker room that he's earned,
with a locker room that knows him and trusts him and he's earned their respect. So the whole everyone's like yearning to have the blue chipper in the top 2 or 3 picks, and he's got to be great. Or we
don't. Let's be honest.
We don't need that.
We don't.
And that's not even in the conversation. What we have is a guy who plays quarterback, who has some solid potential. He's going to get all the opportunity in the world, and we just happen to think that he's good enough to take advantage of it and do it in a way that is it helps us. Everything that he does good helps us in every way possible organizationally, from his salary cap number to the win-loss column. It's all gravy. It's all gravy.
I love it. I love the $1 million man.
Yes.
I love that we have Emmanuel Forbes, the youngest, lightest player on the team, signed for the longest amount of years. We got him for 5. If we extend the option. I do too. There's so many fun things to look at moving forward, man. There's cool stuff.
Give me another fun thing, another positive thing. And we talked about Emmanuel Forbes.
But I think I said it all.
You got it all? Okay.
I just said this. Listen, the salary cap moving forward, we're not bound by anything.
That's right.
Since when have we felt that? Since when have we felt that as a franchise? And I will say Ron Rivera created this. He created this. He did. And I know I'm not sitting here saying Rivera's the greatest thing of all time. I mean,
part of the environment
he created this.
Rivera created, because I don't know if he had the go-ahead to spend a shitload of money somewhere.
Well, this is over 3 years, though. I'm not talking about just the last 2 months.
No. I'm just saying that maybe the whole situation has also helped create a sort of a new slate for the owner to come in and take it from there.
I agree with that. Here's the deal.
I mean, I'd like to give Rivera all the credit, but I just...
Well, I'm talking about, cleaning up the roster. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm saying. He cleaned up the roster and got rid of all anything that was over our head financially. We're almost starting from fresh. We have our basic guys. Like we talked about it. Our 2 D tackles and freaking Terry McLaurin for the next 3 years, making from freaking the cap hit is from 20 to 23 million for those 3. That's just what it is. That's nothing.
No,
that's nothing. Like here we go. How about this?
Much.
This is going to make you happy. Right now, for the next 3 years, 3 years offensively, we have 2 starting receivers in McLaurin and Dotson. We have 2 badass running backs in B-Rob and C-Rod. We got Cole Turner, big question mark. He hasn't done shit. But this offense, this new thing could be something. We have both tackles now. Braden Daniels is being taught and brought along, but that's going to be on a rookie contract with Andrew Wiley making peanuts as far as being a big stud offensive lineman goes, with 2 centers. So we got Nick Gates, Ricky Stromberg, Wiley, and Daniels, both tackles and a center right now, done, signed for the next 3 years under our control. Cole Turner, I know, big question mark. 2 running backs. You don't think that B-Rob and Rodriguez are going to be badass dudes? I do. I think that is going to be the 2-headed system with a 3rd down guy for whoever that is.
And Gibson's gone.
And here's the deal. Of course he is. I do believe that, and I like him. But McLaurin and Dotson for 3 years starting out wide with a quarterback with the same. You want to keep that offensive. That right there. So what are we talking about here, fellas? Adding maybe a toy wide receiver, running back type cat. That's a guy, certainly a tight end. And now we're talking about a couple guards. And now our offense is looking pretty legit over the next 3 years. Now on defense, you're looking at, of course, Emmanuel Forbes, Quan Martin, man. So 3 D backs, Percy Butler, Quan Martin, and Forbes are in the mix. So we're gonna have to keep on drafting safeties properly, which we've done very well. Jamin Davis for the next 3 years, and 5th year under our control if we want it. Who knows at the linebacker position? We joke about it all the time.
With the defensive line.
How about the D tackles? We got Payne Allen and Phil Mathis for 3 years. So we've got our starting 2 and a badass backup under. And then KJ Henry and Andre Jones, kind of specialty guys that we'll see. I think KJ Henry fills in for one of the 2 guys that doesn't come back, and then Andre Jones.
You can keep drafting there too in the second and third round.
I'm just telling you, man. Our core right now, that's a 3-year core with what I said. Top 4 next year and top 7 the following salary cap situations. That's something to be super excited about. Well, when the new ownership comes in, they're going to freaking love this shit.
So the interesting thing about tying in what you said about Ron Rivera getting a lot of the credit, and may he rest in peace. The move to get rid of Dwayne Haskins is like a signature move of a coach who saw something that wasn't working and got us out of it. Not many teams, cut first round quarterbacks as fast as we did. So he did make those kinds of moves, but having the salary cap space that we're about to have, a lot of people can have money, but what our problem has been during the Dan Snyder era, especially during the second half of the Dan Snyder era, has been people, as much as people love money, the good ones don't want to play for our team. They don't want to take our money and play for our team. We have found people who want to take our money, but we haven't found the right people who want to take our money. And having the new owner and these young players you speak about, that's the bait at the end of the hook. That's how you are able to spend money on the top wide receiver on the market, the top offensive lineman on the market, the top tight end on the market. Those guys can get their money anywhere. The best guys, the guys who are going to do it no matter where they go, they get their money anywhere. But they have to want to come to you. We're going to have the money, and I think we're going to have the environment that they're going to want to come to, because what tight end doesn't want to come? I mean, the Jahan Dotson to me stands out to me of all the players on our offense, maybe even on our entire team, that has the potential to do crazy, scary, amazing things in the league
with Terry for the next 3 years.
Yes, but I'm just saying he had 7 touchdowns as a rookie.
Yes.
7 touchdowns, and we still have Terry McLaurin on the other side. So defensive coordinators can't be like, we're gonna figure out a way to shut down Jahan Dotson. No, they're not. They're not figuring out how to shut down Jahan Dotson. They're figuring out how to shut down Terry McLaurin, and they're going to figure out how to get a guy on Brian Robinson, and then they're going to figure out Jahan Dotson. But by that point in time, he's going to have 6, 7, 8 catches a game, 100 yards a game. He's going to be in the end zone all the time.
Can you imagine how excited the 3 of us are going to be if the guy that they have to focus on because of everything you just said is Bieniemy?
Yes.
When we all are like, Bieniemy. And you don't want to throw credit on the guy that hasn't been here, but I think it's been underwhelming what he's done because of the Andy Reid thing. Like, eat shit. This guy's set amongst excellence. He has screamed at these guys. Like, this guy is not somebody that, like, I am thinking right now, this might be one of the better hires in franchise history. And it didn't make sense to me as a one step, as a stat. What is it? Gap stop?
Yep.
Stop gap.
Stop gap.
Either way. What else could it be? Irregardless. I was like,
irregardless.
Does he have to do this? No. Maybe he just gets to run what he wants to run. Do you think that man wants to sit on the defensive or special teams meetings? Maybe not. Maybe his role is this. Yeah, I'll do this, and then I'll be a head coach forever. But right now, I'm going to do what I'm great at, and that's going to get me where I need to get.
And you can, if you really want to be that person, you want a worst case scenario it. The worst case scenario is one bad year. Everyone goes home and we get a whole new batch of everything in 1 year. Everyone's on a 1 year deal here. So like, the upside is so up there and the downside is not that far down. We're resting our asses on the bottom rung right this very second.
Will you two vote for Eric Bieniemy in a contract year?
Yes.
Because I will.
Yes.
I think he's a dog. I think he's going to put the work in. He's not a club guy. He's a family guy. He's not some weird dude. I'm betting my money on that. And I think he's the best we've had since I can freaking remember calling plays for us. And if Jay Gruden was an offensive coordinator, not our head coach, I'd be able to say he did a hell of a job because in 2016, he certainly did. That was a great offense. He's obviously capable, but he's also capable of mediocrity. And you know what? Bieniemy hasn't shown that. He hasn't shown shit. But nothing about his career shown mediocrity at any level. Guy was he sat at the Heisman Trophy Club. As a player, this dude was invited to sit there and possibly get the Heisman Trophy. I can't wait to see what he has to offer us because I feel like he is 3 steps above the Scott Allen scenario. So.
The last one that I had.
Scott Turner, sorry.
Correct me if I'm wrong, board. Greg, I think you're the one who is closest on this one. Rhett and T and Kevin. Commanders over under wins in Vegas, can it still possibly be 6.5?
Yes, it is.
That's kind of. I mean, God, I've drank too much
You're
whiskey
taking that personally
to
aren't you?
pretend that I can think rationally about this, but that doesn't make any sense to me. I'd like to think from a rational basis. I'm irrational, so maybe I have to need to recuse myself.
I'm going to say the positive thing first.
Yeah.
Because I hate the strength of schedule bullshit.
Yeah.
But the NFC East is not bullshit. So there's 6 games right there that are no bullshit. Okay?
Yep.
We got 11 others. We have no games for the first time in freaking forever. Everyone here just take a deep sigh of relief. We don't play anyone coming off a bye. Remember, like every week we were playing someone come off a bye for the last 100 years. I think the Snyder thing is starting to give us some relief. Other than that, they say our strength of schedule is 9th. Half our schedule is against a playoff team from last year. I don't give a crap. I don't. The one stat that matters is our guy makes $1 million as starting quarterback. 4 teams have guys that make 50, 4 games. I think 6 have guys that make 40. The average starter in 17 weeks makes over 31. Our guy makes 1.
Yeah.
Every week, the other team's quarterback makes $30 million more than our guy does. That's going to make this season so dynamic.
So
for
delicious.
Me. Right? No. The
amazing.
Expectation level, just to watch Howell become himself. And by the way, we all know what a tough ass runner he is, and he is. We don't want him to tough ass run.
You said 600 yards, and I for one,
7. I think it was 7. You crazy son of a bitch. No, but he's going to get himself out of trouble, and he plays on time, and he's smart, and I can't wait to watch him.
Yep.
That's going to be the coolest thing, like to watch a real kid develop under Eric Bieniemy, who's had Pat Mahomes.
Yeah,
he can't just teach talent right now. He's got to teach fundamental skills and offensively and get guys open the way Andy Reid did before Pat Mahomes.
And to nip in the bud some of the conversations that I've been hearing and everyone we live in a conspiracy theory world, and also I understand the nature of Redskins fans to be naturally dubious of whatever they're seeing. But this ain't John Beck. This ain't a rando guy that we're throwing out there to have a better chance of drafting Caleb Williams. That's not what it is.
He was projected.
It's not what it is.
As the number 1 quarterback at one point.
His
sophomore year.
He had the potential back then.
The following year, before everybody left the program.
I know, but that's not even relevant anymore.
Different things, but
because he
was at one point considered going to be the top quarterback or one of the top quarterbacks in his draft.
All I'm saying is this isn't about a long-term strategy of being bad and trying to put ourselves in position.
But that affects Vegas.
It does. There are people who are buying into the idea that we're throwing a guy out there and trying to draft high again next year.
Oh, these idiots. Well, they're so stupid. You've been right for 20 years, but I don't think you are this year.
I don't think so either. And I also, doesn't Arizona, by the way, don't they draft twice in the first 5 picks? I believe they're number 1 and number 5 next year.
I think they also get a boost. We have to give them
the Daniel Snyder booster.
Yes,
the Snyder booster seat.
I didn't say Kyler Murray. I did mean Daniel Snyder.
I think they're getting this Snyder booster seat. So you can't compete with. I mean, they're terrible, and we can't out terrible Arizona. I don't think this year. I don't think there's any version of us that can out terrible the Arizona Cardinals. So we're not trying. Like there's zero validity to the notion that we have in any way looking past this year for the same thing we said 10 seconds ago. Every single person except for 4 guys or 5 guys, everyone's playing for this year. Everyone's got a livelihood on the line for going down the road for this year.
Aside from this spring's draft class, 3 men on this team have 4-year deals.
Yes,
or more.
That's it.
That's it. Everyone essentially besides Jahan Dotson, Deron Payne, and Emmanuel Forbes.
And McLaurin to some extent. Terry.
No.
Oh, he's got 3 years left. Yeah, I understand. No, you're right.
This is it.
Nobody is.
But when I told you, those guys I mentioned, those are guys that we have for 3 more years. The core right there.
And not bank breaking money.
And at the positions, I'm sorry, left tackle. All right, so we're going to have to make a choice at edge, but we will have one of them, and we have KJ Henry sitting to play the other end here, sitting there. We're talking about those big old Emmanuel Forbes. a number one corner. Like these are the positions in free agency that cost the most money. What we talk about, maybe a tight end, sure, sure, that guy might cost a little bit of something, but our quarterback for the next 3 years makes like $6 million.
So good.
Hopefully,
It's so good.
Hopefully, sorry. Theoretically,
yes. And there's as good of a chance as if it's not him, it's someone else making that small amount of money because taking your chops, your chances with young guys at the quarterback spot who you have a little belief in, that is the way you get it done. And until you bite the bullet, and it'd be hard pressed to be the team that signs the number one when I talked about earlier about getting the best wide receiver, the best tight end, the best this or that, to want to come and take your money, that's one thing. It's a whole different thing for the top free agent quarterback to want to come. Now, that guy isn't coming unless every I is dotted and T is crossed in your entire organization. You're not getting that guy. No, maybe we have that done, maybe we don't. And until that's the case, we're going to keep taking our chances with, Sam Howell types. And, I'll roll my dice on that guy any day of the week.
It's going to be the funnest part of going into this season because we have a great defense. Let's watch this young guy and see what he does. It's going to be so cool to watch. It is.
It is.
And you know what? If it fails, it doesn't mean it's a failure. You know what I mean? He's year 2. He's had one start. So,
yeah, we'll see.
He might get benched for a week or two and might learn a thing or two, or maybe he's hurt and something comes back with the different. This is a guy that when Eric Bieniemy says autocorrects himself at the lowest of levels, coaching 9th and 10th grade, 9 and 10-year-olds, autocorrect. I know what I did, coach. Okay, what? Boom, boom, boom. I did my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, we've communicated properly. You voiced to me that you didn't see the right thing. That's a cornerback read on a corner route. I threw the corner. I knew he was deep. I just wanted to throw it deep. No, hit that check down. Let him go get 7 yards for a first down. We'll come hit that corner on a play action in a minute, young man. But hearing that made me have a ton of faith in this year. The guy is all in. And he can move, and he's tough.
I love it.
I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know.
We have kept it super positive. We appreciate everybody for engaging.
It's a happy place.
What's that?
It's a happy place.
It's a happy. We've kept it a happy place for one more week in the darkest of times, and we're about to come out smelling like roses.
It's only going to get happier.
We're going to smell like something.
No crop dusting in this basement at this point in time.
There's no big trains.
A smell in the air in DC.
There is a smell in the air in DC.
It is.
As of 10 days ago.
Why are you so stanky?
It's very, very stanky. We again, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already done it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate it. We're going to be back next week for one more show in the era of the previous owner, and we're going to do it next week. What we did this week, we're going to keep it fun. We're going to keep it super light. We're going to be one week closer to that first preseason game, which I believe someone on the board said it before. It may have been Greg or AGH. We're 30 days away from preseason action. So next week will be 3 weeks away from preseason action, which is pretty awesome. And
the heavy petting.
I'm not ready for summer to end, though. I'm not.
We're not even halfway there.
No.
Fast.
I know, but we're not halfway there.
Not even half. It is. It goes too fast.
My whole family's been saying that it's not halfway there.
But preseason to me is summer. Like that's as much a right of summer as anything. Like I'm still in the throes of summer when training camp hits.
What's the last day of summer?
September 21st. Isn't it? It's mid-September.
Whatever it is. That's the solstice.
My birthday is the 17th. That's kind of my
September 17th.
The 21st is the technical.
Yeah, that's why I said that. But it is.
But my summer starts before the summer solstice. Also,
you can get a heat stroke in the parking lot at FedEx before a game in
get a lot
early
of strokes
October.
Out there.
Yeah, I mean, it can get hot on that asphalt well into.
Just saying, I
fall.
watched the TikToks. They be stroking like the game sucks. Might as well. I'm not saying sir.
Come on back in 7 days and join us, won't you, for another Tuesday night in the basement.
Jonas.
My name is Jonas.
I live on the 14th floor.
He's Tim Strachan.
Take it easy, y'all. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. You started the show weird. You ended the show weird.
Yeah.
And you got me all flustered. So
you're
see
all
you next
flustered.
week.
He's not flustered. Look at this guy.
Oh, I'm not flustered
Kevin
at
Ricca.
all. The muff cam has alerted me that I've got to use the bathroom within I'm on an 11 out of 10.
We're approaching going too
It's
long.
a onesie. It's a onesie.
We're approaching going too long.
We're approaching. Just give me another minute. And we'll get there. We will get there.
Poaching?
We're approaching. We're approaching.
Well, I'm not above reproach.
No one. My end of summer. Oh, the Jerry Lewis telethon. You know what? We'll throw Ken
I'm
Harris
making
on
a
the board.
mad run for it.
My end of summer. No.
He's
No.
sweating.
Okay.
We're getting
Look,
out of
he's
here.
Sweating.
Jerry
Let him
Lewis.
go.
Okay.
By the way, I was clued
For
into
all of
his
us, please let
emergency
him go.
about 10 minutes ago. I'm Ken Marangolo on behalf of First Amendment Sports. This was, thank God it's Tuesday. We are still live. How about some summer?
Golf clap for the board this evening.
How about some summer
Thank
drinks,
you guys
everybody?
for making summer fun.
There they are. Enjoy one of those. You still got time. Good night, Good night, Martha.
That's a great menu right there.
Good night.
When we start our
Martha.
First Amendment sports restaurant,
All of them were getting served.
we have to whittle it down to 3 with 1 special.
I'm a rum punch guy right this very second, as you well know. And but
Orange Crush has to happen.
Orange Crush is a staple.
Now T has to pick the 3rd, and High Noon is our standard. Of course, we'll have some beers and whatever, but you know what I mean. High Noon has to be on ice.
High Noon on ice, Orange Crush,
Right.
rum punch. What do you got?
Well, I have to go with the frozen.
You do.
Gotta
And
have frozen.
For
and
which
it's-
one? Which
It's
one?
got to be the Pina.
Yes.
That was your first
That's
pick.
my number one.
That-
That's my taste.
I think. Well, all right.
So flavorful.
But I think if we're running a restaurant, you got to do the margarita.
That's very true. Although,
I don't know if you have
no,
to.
no,
But
no,
it's your
no,
pick.
but-
Or it's our fucking restaurant. Any drink can be frozen. Hello.
That's fine. I agree with that. I agree
Frozen
with that.
Strachan's.
All you got to do is pour it on ice.
Would you like that frozen? Or would you like that regular?
I'll take a frozen vodka on the rocks.
Yeah, freeze it
How,
up
how
for
would
me.
how would anyone chop up a frozen red breast? A red breast on 1 cube, frozen, cryogenically, chopped up, and
You know what?
reinvigorated.
I'll tell you,
The old highs.
it would have to be
slush
like
pumping machine.
what about a frozen Manhattan?
Yeah, I'm gonna try
With some
all
cherry.
that shit.
A little bit of cherry.
I
Or
would-
frozen old fashioned.
Fine. Tell me something I won't try frozen.
Or just pour me a glass of red breast. I'll freeze it in my body.
So good, frozen. All right, sorry.
Good evening, Andrew B. Good to see you at the end. Go back and watch.
Oh,
It's a great
Andrew
one.
B.
We
I
missed
love
you.
that you just did that. Sup, my man.
All right.
My brother. I love this dude.
We are out.